Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we'll do something absolutely wild. We'll make a deck tech at the end of the video, so we'll go directly into action. Don't forget to subscribe and have fun and enjoy the control. Alright guys, I feel this is the game that everything will go absolutely best for us. Our opponent is pretty high rank, so let's see. We definitely want the white mana. This will enable all of the colors on the next turn, so whatever we draw, we will be fine with it. I want a Tawara. It might be useful. I will pay 1 life if I have to syncopate. And that's a perfect target. This is literally the best target for this counterspell on turn 2. So, now we go for Shark. Hopefully they will kill it, and then we rebirth, untap, and play something like Deluge. That's the plan. Alright, the plan went differently. Funny thing is that we can also run. So let's attack. We cannot block due to menace. The only way we could block is playing a make disappear and activating the token. So we gave away that we don't have display or don't want to use it. But it's fine. I will cycle it probably. We can also then ramp with Rebirth if we really care, but I would prefer to protect the Seedshark. I see. I would prefer to counter it, if I'm being honest.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
And told you, this will be the game, because he definitely did not expect this play. Enjoy. You just killed it, it's still here. We don't have white mana, unfortunately, not the second one, so still a little bit awkward, but we'll try to defend the shark. Alright. Yeah, I really wanted Emperor on this turn, so that's not perfect. But told you, you cannot kill the Seedshark. It's still here, it will always be here. It will create a little tokens that will overrun you. And they're resistant to go for the throat. Alright, this is scary. Please go away with it. I really don't want to deal with it. Better. Absolutely better. So I can play the Emperor or just go for Deluge. I don't really want to be aggressive. I want to threaten a counterspell because if I bounce it, it's very obvious that I probably can prevent it on the next turn, otherwise I don't gain much. So I could double block this, but I can take one more hit. Without invokes, they are not. He still went for it. Oh boy. Let's see. I don't think I can fish for anything. Yeah, like we have this, but it's not amazing yet. But that's a lot of value still, so I'll take it. I mean, I could go for the shark. It's not the worst, man. It's not the worst deal. But this way I can activate and start attacking. If he blocks, I Emperor, so he won't block. Can I survive Sharded? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's legit, but that's a big choice. Sharded might be his last good card. Bro, chill. Chill. Man, people... Oh, lad, the your go thing. Alright. I really think it's very aggressive to counter it, but I still think it's worth it. Especially that we have a token and Emperor, so we already got the value. Let's see if they have another one. I will take the hit just so I don't need to tap out. We can always play another Deluge. Sure. The Flash Gorger is not enough to kill us in time. Man, he absolutely has everything. This is so irritating. Like, the whole play was hoping that he won't have another, and he does. So not great. Absolutely not great. Let's activate the token. We cannot raise because he's at 30 somehow. And here's Negate. Alright, first, the best wall of magic. That's for sure. I mean, we have a little bit of time, but not much. Alright, we probably want the Azorius mana. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, definitely. I think the small downfall started since we didn't have Emperor on turn we wanted. Let's go with the Shark then. We have a blocker for sure, that right? So, and if we tap, there's bigger chance he will go for the Emperor. Alright, good choice, good choice. It's not the best target for a Negate, but it's most tempo efficient. And I want those creatures so he cannot threaten my life total as well. He can have things like Geek's Command, which will clear the board. It feels like he plays it. But I think he has an edge from... like, it turned out a little bit not in our way at some point. And the second shorted was not something I played around. Like, I took the risk that he won't be able to make exactly the same play on the next turn. And he did. He already knew I don't have counterspell because it was obvious. And that means that he's not fearing to play the second one. Oh, maybe your go. See, sometimes you need to think about your turn. I will give him... oh, you don't have the thinking. I wanted to show that thinking. I think he would get the message. Alright. Still, it's not looking super hot. We definitely need to sweep the shortlet somehow. Cut down, sure. The problem is that we are tapped on this turn, so he has full information about the situation. And he can deal a lot of damage very easily. That's an interesting one. He cannot kill any of those. And we can play the Emperor at that, which is why we made a stop, because this means the shore is tapped. And without Invoke the Spara, he doesn't have easy way to deal. He can play Corrupt, but it's such a rare version, I'm not playing around it. Absolutely, my friend. Don't mind if I do. Did you make the right decision? I think he gambled, and that's not what he wanted. Let's see. Maybe he plays Removal in response to negate the live game. This is our upkeep play, don't forget.
But I'm going to end it.
That was our big problem. I will draw my card for the turn.
My
Alright. So, the land is pretty good. We could play the headquarters into Shark. But honestly, this is a better play. We want a lot of mana. I think he can remove one of the creatures, so that's why you keep the token. Don't forget, we are still not stabilized. He has Mishra's Foundry, so he can dish a little bit more extra damage than normally. And we need to be careful. We're on the verge of stabilizing. Just don't play the first shorted, alright? Yep, here it is. The first one. However, he cannot hit those with Cut Down, and he cannot hit them with Go for the Throat, and it feels like he's playing mostly Go for the Throat. He really wants this Emperor. Or, oh, he milled the first shorted. Man, those, look at those cards. He had 3 absolutely amazing top decks in a row. And yeah, he has no way of knowing it, but those were, this was stacked top of the library, man. Every card is super relevant. So what is the... I think he's still going for Charlotte. We need some extra life gain somehow. Or just a Syncopate. Like, Syncopate is all we need. He went for Shaw. Of course he will know that he cannot attack. Let's activate the thing. Man, not looking super hot right now. So he has only Sharded. I want to play Memory Deluge on this turn, I kinda have to. We are playing the headquarters. We need still more mana. With Memory Deluge you need a lot of mana. I cannot raise him right now. I can take a little bit of damage. I also have Smites in the deck. And thanks to me playing on the last turn, the Triumph, I have 1 spare white mana, so... But I guess I pay the ward, so it's not... I can kill the Founder then. Alright, let's wait. Man, it's so close. I just need a syncopate and that's it. Oh, that's a very strong draw. Maybe not the best, to be fair, but something that will be relevant very quickly. Yep, you got it. Don't forget Memory Deluge is not drawing cards. Absolutely not at all. It's just putting in the hand. Definitely extremely different. We can Sunfall, but then we might get hit. So Emperor is kinda important to create a quick creature when we need it. But yeah, let's make a stop. No Sunfalls? But oh my god, Tamiyo can tap the Shortcut. I think that's it. I think that will be enough. And as you can see, we need a lot of mana. Smite is also amazing because it answers Foundress, and he needs to attack first with them, which means this doesn't activate as a 4/4 ever. It always activates as a 2/2, and when it's attacking, he can target it, but so can we. And that means that Smite kills it, basically. Let's go to main phase, sorry. Alright. We have to play Tamiyo. I could go for the Shark. So, Shark. We need a lot of creatures. And this will be a very devastating play. Our opponent is really thinking about this stuff. I don't want to pain myself, so we are going with full value. This way we get... It doesn't... So it makes our... Like this turn much weaker, because we need to pay more mana. However, on the next turn we absolutely win the game. Because we have all those stack tokens. See ya! It also gets us back to 6. It exiles Charlotte, and he already used 3 of her. It means that even this guy cannot draw the 4th one, right? Right? And we are not attacking, probably. We need one more turn to absolutely stabilize, especially with Tamiyo. We can just get back Emperor. Like, I don't want to highlight it, but look how much stuff we can get back. And we won! Told you! Told you there is a chance. I felt this would be the game, man. It just felt right from start. The time of awkward hand is here, but we're on the play, so it's not over. We just need to hit this 4-5 mana level and we should be fine. I hope. The lack of turn to play is not great, but what can you do, man? You can just be so good at Magic. Alright, so we desperately needed this land, not only because that makes sure that we hit 4, and probably the 5th one as well. And the dog. Sure. The dog is still good for them, but I think that's something we can handle, and Calyx and all this stuff is much worse later. Let's go for the mana that doesn't pain ourselves. And with Syncopate and Make Disappear, I think we won the game. I think those are the winning cards. Weaver of Harmony. It will be weaved, or woven, or whatever. So let's counter it with a counterspell that is less reliable, because on the next turn we can Syncopate for 3, and Make Disappear only forces them to pay 2. So we still get ahead this way. We are not guaranteed to hit a land, so for this reason I'm keeping a... If I had a land, I would play Elspeth, make a token, force them to go around it, they would probably buff everything just to kill it. And I mean, I'm happy I did it. Alright, so we are not Memory Deluge, but still, worth it. We can take some damage. I guess we can also heal with Rebirth in the worst case. But I need a permanent. Alright. I mean, it might be rough, man. It might be rough. So I'm in risk of dying right now. So I will play a bit more risky. This way I mitigate a lot of damage. Because if I didn't draw a land on this turn, I have a pretty decent shot at drawing it on the next one. He's tapped fully, so he's inclined to go white on the board. I think it's some kind of removal. Activated abilities. Alright, sure. I mean, all I need to do is draw a land from top and be absolutely great at Magic. It will block for more on the next turn, probably, unless he removes it, and then it doesn't do anything, so I will go for it. As you can see, you are absolute legend if you draw the right lands. Man, the Sunfall anti-aggro dynamic is perfect. Like, if you draw those 5 lands and Sunfall, you win. If you don't, you lose. And as you can see, the situation really changed since last turn. Alright, and now we can go for Memory Deluge and try to fish for those sharks for easy win. Sure. So right now it's not scary because he only has 2 cards. He can play them probably anyway. They seem to be kind of removal anyway, because he's not playing those. Alright, the Archangel. We can play the next one. The Wall? Not really. Let's go for Smite, because it hits the Naturalis perfectly. In case he removes this. Alright, I think it should be fine. So it basically was a removal, but we'll go around it and try to create a lot of pressure, slowly but surely. I mean, I won't because of Syncopate. I want to have the mana open. He can start by attacking, and then I probably want to defend and use the Smite, and then I have less mana, so it probably won't hit super hard, but maybe he plays a bait spell? Sure. A bait spell and then the main one, and maybe I can catch him with this extra mana. Sure.
I cannot let hope die.
And that's it, right? Good. So now we unlock... Alright. And that's the thing. Alright, with this one we should be able to close the game very quickly. I think it should be enough. Like, even if he gets rid of the shark, we can still smite. And if he can, I don't know, do something about it, we can still charm block and lifelink. So we should be absolutely fine. We will go like this. Because I want a huge token and I don't have a good use for mana anyway on this turn. And the 4/4 is a big deal. It also taps him out a little bit. The tapping won't matter, but you know, it's fine. Michiko. Still, there's no trample. And that's why, as predicted, right? Even if they remove the shark, we can still charm block, and that's the big deal. Alright, we need to take one more hit. Alright, alright. I wish not everything we had was exiled, but it's fine. So we of course don't want to activate the token if we don't have to. And that means a charm blocker, but then we get 2 extra cards for it, so we can very easily replace it. We could also go double Elspeth Smite. The idea was that the shark will get killed by Go for the Throat, like, you know, it always happens. And then we can get it back, but I guess there's a lot of exile effects. Sure. I'm not the biggest fan of trample, if I'm being honest. So I can take 5 damage. Yeah, I think it's okay. We are not dead, and we can use Memory Deluge and get all the right cards. Like, I probably will take Emperor. Or just for a while. And Harker. For value. Oh, this is a great one. Alright, I prefer this one. Let's not pain ourselves, so let's go for blue mana, we have more of this. And I mean, you will never untap and get this card, that's so huge. So right now I don't need to give him the Audacity card, because I don't need to kill this. And when we do, we will name enchantment, so it will get exiled. That's a good draw for him. However, we won. We absolutely won. Enchantment, 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 and enchantment. Which means that we can activate this. And go with this one, naming, you guessed it, enchantment. Farewell, pretty good. Am I right? Oh, it felt dirty. I didn't even sweep my own board. So as you can see, a single token from a shark can make absolutely game deciding difference. Alright guys, this is a very clear hand. we are actually taking this one, and we have a good planeswalker that if Elspeth can survive, she can do a lot of stuff during the game. And I mean, we're on the play with Sunfall, so that always makes you happier. Because you know, something like this, oh boy. That was so close to avoid Talia. Still, we can counter the 3-drop, I believe. Oh! But why are you not Talia? Man, that's crazy. Alright. I think we won the game. Honestly, I think that's it. If they cannot Talia, and we are on the play, it means that we will be able to Sunfall. And with Emperor, we can bridge to Sunfall, even without Elspeth. I will actually counter it. It is annoying, and they can flip it instantly. Okay, this is the Guardian trigger, because usually they don't have anything. So, 4 damage a turn. Not nothing, but also not enough to kill you. We will go with Emperor, because it's much better against... Alright, we will play the Emperor right now. So, he can name one of the Sunfalls, but we are so good at magic that we have 2 of them. So he doesn't really have anything. And if he attacks with everything on the invasion of Gobakan, we can just use Emperor. Don't forget, you can cast Emperor first, and she can use the loyalty abilities at instant speed at any point. So he wanted us to have 1 Sunfall, and then he names it, or, you know, chooses it, and then we cannot sweep. But right now he's just out. Alright, we are going first. Sure, I'll take it. The Shark should help a little bit. Shark into Emperor is a really cool combination. We'll see if that holds. Are you soldiers? It seems like soldiers, right? So Negate will probably not be the best card ever. And we need to start hitting some lands. We need at least 4. But we optimally want 6. Alright, recruitment. You will recruit something. Talia will be a problem because this will be a 7 mana sweeper, so we probably need something more. Let's go! Our opponent is unfortunately a bit too good at magic. I mean, if they draw any amount of cards, because this guy drew like -5 cards, I guess, it is what it is. We got mana screwed, our opponent has Brutal Qatar, life is going perfect. I could not imagine it better. Let's see. Man, what? So he used 6 cards, so he's playing 61, I guess? Math hard. Here's Talia. Pretty good against mana screwed opponents, that's how I like it. And we are not drawing lands, and we'll probably not win this game. Yep. Brutal Qatar can absolutely flip on this turn, thanks to us not being able to play spells. I will still play this one at least. I mean, we need to do something, right? He can attack with the Qatar, but I mean, what can you do if you're never drawing your rounds? I guess 26, not enough to hit curve up to 4. And this is one of the problems with Talia. If your opponent gets mana screwed, this basically amplifies the effect, so it's just all about this RNG, right? So I think we have to go for one of the frontliners. He doesn't have double legendaries, so it cannot be Eiganjo. So yeah, I think I know the strategy. No, not sure why he didn't attack with Brutal Qatar. We are fully tapped, there's no reason to not do it. Alright, there's something here. We need to be super defensive, man. Wasting 2 mana drops or 2 land drops is absolutely devastating against aggro, and even more devastating against Talia. That's such a hard position to play from. Interesting. So let's see the thing. Because I'm getting this, and I'm getting good tokens. Because I'm getting taxed, and I get my tax back, alright? Alright. Is Negate going to be relevant? No, because there's Talia. Our opponent is struggling to try to order the triggers. Yep, I will play You Can Now Counter the Spell. Or you might not. I mean, it looks pretty good for us. If we can win this after being double mana screwed, I mean, the deck is absolute beast. Harbin. Alright, scary, but we have flyer. And we can start activating those incubator tokens. Alright, the 5th mana. We are finally, on turn I think 6 or 7, able to play our 4-drop. Seems good. Seems good. So I can main phase the Emperor. And then I can draw more cards. But it's scary. I think I much rather play Emperor on his turn and try to -2. We don't get the Hercule value, but we are so super behind that we don't have a choice here. Don't forget he can just activate all of them. Actually, he could do it already. So that's absolutely amazing that he didn't. Do you want to do something? So he can have 5 soldiers and just try to kill us outright, and I think that's the plan. Not sure what he's keeping mana for. Is it Resurrect Reinforcements or maybe 2 of them? Maybe it's just Recruitment Officer trigger, but not sure. Yeah, it felt that he's playing... It makes perfect sense, right? We play aggro with counterspells with Talia. I mean, I see no issues here. Absolutely no issues. And now we have a counterspell, so we don't mind passing the turn as much. And we have quite a lot of blockers. Oh, he's going for it. So everything will get flying. He will pump stuff. And we won't like it, but we have Emperor at least. Let's see if he has also a Spell Pierce. Alright, good targeting and good targeting. Alright, so we will go with Harbin. Oh, I need to pay myself. It might be lethal actually. I'm not doing the math, but I will still do the thing.
Much during my travels. Let me show you. I am almost sad.
And we of course have to sacrifice. And that's a damage. Wow! So, as you can see, you can be very good aggro player. You just need to make your opponent get mana screwed every game, and then you have very good win rate. I'm so salty because the game was absolutely ours, but we basically got time walk 2 turns, and that's hard to beat. Alright, opponent goes first. Our mana is a bit wonky. I'll take it. We have Make Disappear, so there's something at least. Our opponent... Alright, so we directly need to hit Sunfall. And I mean, let's see if we're good enough in Magic to hit Sunfall on turn 5. So, with our... Oh, it's Orzhov. I thought it would be like a full-blown aggro. This is still very aggressive opening, but it's not fully aggro. And that's a big deal. Let's go with Mirex. We can save the second one for later. Yep, unfortunate. And he's not doing more, that's interesting. Keeping this removal. Bruh, what the hell is wrong? What? Alright, so... I think it's Seedshark. Whatever we play will probably die. But we also have to play some... I mean, we can go for Eiganjo. Yeah, I'll take it. He can probably kill this one. And that's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, that's huge. I really... like... I thought it would be go for the fraud. Ossification is like, it seems the same, but it's way better. Because it means that he needed to spend a full turn for this. And that's a big difference. So we will play Eiganjo, I think. Because we won the Cosmic Rebirth, right? Alright, let's keep sharking. He needs a lot of turns to kill us with this board, so we can try to hit him. The problem is that everything he plays is an exile effect. I would love to have something that isn't. But you know what? If he's playing so rough... Alright, I can do the same. So, let's go for blue mana. This way we don't need to, you know, have any issues with anything. Of course we get rid of the lifelinker. And I mean, we'll do this way. If any of this died without being exiled, I would use Tamiyo minus and just get the shark, but if that's the case, that's fine. With Cosmic Rebirth we actually have more life than he thinks. Oh, that's so cute. He wants to kill Tamiyo on board. So, I think the problem is that we don't have enough mana. So that's a little bit rough. Do we go for... yeah, I think we have like smites and stuff. Yep, here's the smite. And I think we go for green mana. Just so we can, you know, develop a little bit. We also have a make disappear, I guess. It's 5 loyalty. Still cannot kill Tamiyo on board, and we kinda fix our problems for the turn. Sure, it will be Syncopate. Even though it's a better card, I think this will all be about the tempo. Officer, right? I think that's his powerhouse. As you can see, all of the creatures are super cheap, so he probably just recruits them. I think that's the play. So even though this has flying, we just try this way. And as you can see, Tamiyo is like looking great. And now, do we have permanents? Man, everything is still exiled. This guy is oh, we can go for Memory Deluge. That's so huge. That is huge. I don't super care about lighting, so let's go like this.
Such an imperfect.
You know what? That's super tempting. Let's go for Mirex. We play this, and let's see if this also gets exiled. We also can use Mirex. But the point is that now attacking Tamiyo is much harder, and if he plays like this, I'm fine with it. Like, he's super slow and our value is better. Don't forget we still can draw a Sunfall every turn and win the game instantly. Sure. I love it, thank you. Bruh. Okay. Let's go with Mirex. And here we have Haircut. Do we have anything? We can get any permanent. We don't have them. Everything keeps being exiled. So, what is the play? I think we're getting there slowly but surely. Let's tap this one. You get more value by tapping this guy, because now you can theoretically attack if you really care. And I kinda care. Let's attack. I mean, do you want to block? No. The answer is no. I could go for main phase Memory Deluge, but I still want the make disappear. Like, I can counter basically everything he plays that is relevant. And he's still fighting poor Tamiyo every single turn. So I can get no value here, or just go for the Virus Beetle. And Tamiyo is still here, right? Let's go like this. I like value. And I think we can do some crazy magic on the next turn, so... Sure. Like, it's okay, but it's not super big deal. Let's go like this, because I want Memory Deluge and he already tapped out, so the big things won't happen. And I mean, oh bro, you won't like what you are seeing. I could go for Stroke to have a counterspell, but I still like Tamiyo more. Tamiyos are super cool. Alright. So let's attack first. Make sure that it goes through.
You do not write this story.
And let's make sure that we are in a very good position for the future turns. And we can also activate it at the end step. So that's pretty good so far, man. I'm okay. But it cannot target
Expecting a more impressive enemy.
an artifact. Oh man, so he wants to try to fight for it. Alright, alright. That can be interesting. Easy. So good at magic, man. I just feel the power coursing through me. He won't like it. He went really all in with Kaya and we instantly punished him. As you can see, Sunfall token, pretty good stuff. Makes quite a lot of difference. Is everything still exiled? Literally every creature during this game got exiled. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I really thought like this kind of deck would just have a lot of go for the throats and try to remove everything we have. Like, this is why you go Orzhov, but apparently not. Oh, he doesn't like it. I think he was emoting probably. Oh, I think he rage quit. He felt like the type of player. So I think we will cut. And as expected, our extremely salty friend just decided to rage quit the full game because he didn't like that he got kinda destroyed. Alright, you have seen the games, the pure epicness that happened, and also a lot of salt from our opponents. So it was pretty good, I hope, and I think we still go through the deck tech. So I wanted to reverse it and make it a bit more interesting, and at the same time, I think it, you know, if you want to know the context behind the deck, it's still here. It's still here, and I think then if someone wants to go directly into action, like he can see it. So we'll just test it and see how it goes. And I still think the deck is super interesting. I was really happy with it generally. We went pretty good results. You have seen that we won most of the games. I think we won 4 of the games. We lost 2 of them, and 1 you have seen. So yeah, you know the stuff. And the whole point of the deck was Tamiyo and Cosmic Rebirth, trying to get back very good permanents. And the idea was that the permanents need to be extremely deadly. And I think the best one is the Shark, basically. It's a 3-drop that not only has a very good stat line, 2/4 means it's pretty resilient to mono red and all the aggro. And I've been also playing aggro, and whenever I seen the Shark, it was like, man, I'm losing into turns. So it's extremely strong card. And the fact that the first one will probably die most of the time, but the second one that you get from Tamiyo, you play Tamiyo for 5 mana and you instantly get the Shark back. The same with Cosmic Rebirth, that you have maybe seen that we can take it at the end step, which is absolutely amazing, because usually the game goes like your opponent spends the whole turn answering the Seedshark. If you can get it back at instant speed, untap, play a land and play Emperor or Elspeth, you have already so much value, because 2 mana 4/4 is a lot of tempo and a lot of value, especially the one that cannot be killed by cutdown or go for the throat. So that was the idea, and I think Tamiyo is one of the best planeswalkers in Star. Man, she's not played in any meta deck, but she's absolutely devastating. Many decks just simply cannot answer her. She's like Jace on steroids, because instead of -3 you basically disable full creature for the full turn, and it also plays amazingly together with the Emperor, as you might have seen in the video. So really cool stuff. I like all of this. With counterspells, memory deluge, and you know, all this Hercule value that you can generally get by playing Planeswalker's main phase, which you usually do except for the Emperor. That's why we play 2, by the way, and not 4. And that's a lot of value. It's hard to beat for most of the decks, and with counterspells, even if your opponent has some interaction, you can just still go over it, because you just play, yeah, Syncopate for 1, Negate, and you just keep on your stuff. With Smites, you have pretty decent early game. It's very easy to block with the Seedshark and just kill the creature, or just, you know, answer early game mono red threats, so you have more life totals for the Sunfall. So, you know, it's a good stuff. I really enjoyed the deck. I think it's a good old band control. And we also play the wall, because you can get it back together with Cosmic Rebirth or Tamiyo. So every time you play Tamiyo, the idea was that you get something else, and your opponent needs to answer 2 huge game-winning threats. And most of the decks cannot. And that's where you get your edge. That was the idea. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me if you like this style of intro later, because first you have the action, and if you are interested in the deck, I think you can just get more information, and it's good for me because I don't need to speed up so much, and I like talking about cool control decks. So yeah, I also dig it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the whole video. Tell me what you think in the comments. I'm really looking forward for this one. And by the way, happy that you enjoyed yesterday's Dimir. It was super epic, and if you didn't see it, check it out. It's a fun deck. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and see you tomorrow.